It is a huge mistake to wait until the day you bring your new puppy home to get all their supplies. So as you're waiting for that day to come, make sure that you have a complete list of all the things that you need. Things like crates, collars, leashes, food for your puppy. You'll need to know what kind of food the breeder has been feeding your puppy so you can continue with that. Even if you want to change it eventually, you'll still want something that's not going to be disruptive to your puppy's system when you bring them home. So you'll want to feed the same food. You'll want to make sure that you have any sort of blankets and toys and things that you want your puppy to use for comfort. You want to make sure that they spend some time at the breeders picking up the scent of mom and litter mates so that when you bring your puppy home, you have this nice way of cushioning and transitioning them into their new life. It'll bring them a lot of comfort if they can smell mom and litter mates. One of the most important tools that you are going to have for your new puppy is something called a house line. And the house line is going to enable you to give them good, clean, quick information. Basically, what we have now is a puppy who is going to quickly become faster than us. We need to be able to catch them. We need to be able to stop them from getting into mischief. You know, if my puppy grabs a sock and goes running for the hills, the last thing I want to do is chase them around trying to get it back. It makes me look like a very poor leader, and it makes my dog in control of that situation. And I don't ever want my puppy to learn that they can create a game to evade me and play keep away, because that's potentially dangerous. The house line will allow you to get control of your puppy quickly and calmly and redirect that behavior without it instilling any bad ideas into your puppy. And there's a couple of other things that you'll need to think about as well. Making sure that you have some help lined up. You might have times where you need somebody to come in and let your puppy out for a pee because you're busy with work or something of that nature. It's good to have those people in the know ahead of time. I would also highly recommend that you pick your veterinarian ahead of time so that if you need them, you know exactly who you're going to call. You're not scrambling in an emergency to try to figure out how to find the right vet for your puppy. You need to know that puppies are into everything. So before you bring your puppy home, it's really important to look critically around your environment and puppy proof so that your puppy won't get into any mischief and potentially hurt themselves by chewing the wrong thing. So look at things like electrical cords. Can they get to them, or do you need to tape them up nice and high? Look at things that they might get into and find enticing to chew. They might do damage to that thing, or they might end up doing damage to themselves. So spend some time looking around your environment and even get down low on your hands and knees to see what the puppy will see so that you can create a nice, safe environment for your new puppy to come home to. There is only so much that I can fill you in on a YouTube video. We actually have a puppy prep guide that is designed to give you every detail you could possibly need to prepare for your new puppy. You can find the link to that in the description below. On the day you pick up your puppy, it's really important that, especially if you have a long drive, you bring somebody else with you so that there's somebody there to drive the car and not get distracted by anything that might happen with the puppy. Very important that the puppy is contained safely in the vehicle. Even though they're really baby puppies at that point, the last thing we want to do is just let them loose in the car and let them wander all over the place and potentially get into mischief, especially if you're a solo driver. So plan to bring someone with you so that you have a little bit of help for that ride home. And if you haven't gotten a chance to visit the puppies already and didn't have a chance to drop a blanket or a toy that's going to pick up scent off at the breeder, make sure you bring one with you. And as you and the breeder are sitting and doing some paperwork, you can take that time to put the blanket in with the other puppies, let it get nice and stinky so that it will be a comfort for your dog when you bring them home. Now, as you're doing the actual travel, ideally the puppy is safely contained in a crate so that should there be any sudden stops or, heaven forbid, an accident of some sort, you're not putting your puppy at risk. However, a lot of times puppies will be really upset at that first journey, leaving their litter mates, leaving their mom. So it's a nice time, if you have somebody else with you that's driving the car, it's a nice time to be able to bring the puppy out and hold them securely with you on your lap. Now you're walking in the house for the first time with your new puppy. And what does that look like? What do you do? Resist the urge to simply put your puppy down on the ground and let them roam free through the house. That is actually not a good thing to set the standard for, and it's something that probably will end up with you chasing your puppy or possibly watching them get into some mischief while you scold them, which isn't a good introduction for your puppy to that house. Something that is important with your puppy is containing them in a smaller space. So while we want to get to know them, we want to make sure that they're not able to just wander off and go and investigate the rest of the house. You might use baby gates or maybe an X-Pen to set up a smaller area for them that you can sit inside and you can hang out with your puppy and get to know them a little bit. Help them understand that this new life of theirs is fun and engaging. Watch their reaction to things. If they come in and they're eagerly looking for toys and things to play and engage with, you can probably take advantage of that. Get out a toy, have some fun tugging with your puppy. If your puppy comes in and they're a little bit uncertain and they're looking at the environment with a little bit of worry, just hang out with them. Let them come and investigate you. Tell them they're wonderful. Resist the urge to really soothe them in that situation, though. The more we sound like we're afraid, the more it's going to make our puppies actually feel like they should be afraid as well. Now that your new puppy's home, you're going to need to teach them skills like house training and crate training. Join us online in our Puppy Essentials program, where you'll get to work with the McCann Dogs instructors and join a community of like-minded puppy owners who are on the same journey as you are. You'll find the link in the description below. Accidents are definitely going to happen in these early days with your puppy home. And at this point, if your puppy has an accident, try your best to scoop them up quickly from it, but for the most part, you're just going to ignore those accidents. Be prepared to take your puppy outside several times through the day and bring them straight to the potty spot that you want them to use. Now, I'm going to do this by actually picking my puppy up. I'm going to make sure that my puppy has a leash or a house line on them so that I can keep control. I'm going to take them straight outside to the potty spot that I want them to go in. I'll put them down on the ground. And basically what I'm going to do is hold on to my leash and just plant my feet. I'm going to give my puppy, maybe 30 seconds to 2 minutes to go to the bathroom. And if they don't go to the bathroom in that time, I'm going to assume that they probably don't need to go, but I want to give them that opportunity anyways. We want to make sure that we help our puppies to be able to sleep through the night as much as possible. So when I have a young puppy, I try to make sure that at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, I remove access to water. And I might offer them a very small drink later on in the evening, but I want to make sure that they can't just come and go to the water and drink as much as they would like. Your first night home with your new puppy might be really easy and it might be a little bit tough. It all depends on your puppy. Each puppy is individual and they're all going to adapt to their new life in a different way. So be prepared for just about anything. Something that's probably going to help you to ease into that first night a little bit better is making sure that you keep your puppy with you, but in a way that helps them to transition into what you will eventually want. As an example, some people like their puppies to sleep in the bedroom in a crate for the entirety of their puppydom, and some people would prefer that the puppy crate is outside of the bedroom. For the first couple of nights, it's really going to be advantageous for you to have the crate with you in the bedroom and put it up elevated beside the bed or even right on the bed if you have the space. That'll allow your puppy to sort of ease into the idea of sleeping in the crate where they can still see you. If you need to, if they wake up and fuss a little bit in the middle of the night, or if they're a little bit uncertain or they start to cry, you can reach in and slide your fingers through the bars and comfort them a little bit. Most of the time, all they're looking for is somebody to say, "Hey, I'm here, don't worry, you're not all alone." So a lot of the times that will help them fall back asleep. Resist the urge to actually sleep on the floor with your puppies, because that can make it hard to transition away from you actually getting up off the floor and getting to sleep in a comfy bed. Ideally, our puppies are raised beside us in the bed, and then we can just slowly lower them until eventually they're in the crate on the ground, and then we can start to move them out of the room after a few days or a few weeks, if that's the plan that we want to have in place.
Because you've made it to this point in the video, I can tell that you're a planner, and I love that. Now that you have a plan for the first night home with your puppy, you need a plan for that next morning. For that, watch this video. On that note, happy training. And congratulations on the new puppy.